Hello guys and welcome to a new update of my monk. As you can see, I am no longer using Ice Strike. I switched to Tempest Flurry. It's just too fast for mapping. It's too good at the high budget. Tempest Flurry doesn't care about your movement speed, it only cares about your attack speed. So you can have 0 movement speed, but if you've got a lot of attack speed, you will always move really fast with Tempest Flurry. Also, I've got some rarity in the build and I'm no longer using Custom Shock, and I will explain everything later in the video. Overall, the Tempest Flurry feels really good, but after you get, I don't know, maybe 10 attacks per second, because before 10 attacks per second the Tempest Flurry felt really clunky for me. I just didn't like it, but now when I reach over 15 attacks per second, it feels amazing for mapping. But if you have lower budget and you can't afford to get over 10 attacks per second, I wouldn't recommend switching to Tempest Flurry. And why no longer we are using Custom Shock? That's because we are short on the socket skills and I really wanted to fit in charge stuff. Custom Shock, as you can see, gives us only about, it gives 2 times the damage on the bosses, but Custom Shock I was using it only on the bosses, so for mapping Custom Shock was useless. And now I've got charge stuff, and killing any boss at the difficulty 4 in 2 seconds or 4 seconds doesn't really change anything, so I just drop Custom Shock. And also we no longer have any problems with mana because I'm using Tempest Flurry at level 5, so I don't have to care about any mana regen or anything. Okay, going to the items. To be honest, the items didn't really change too much from the version that I posted 2 weeks ago, but I will talk about them anyways. The first big change that we made is that we are no longer using the critical bonus damage runes on the weapon, just because of the attack speed. As you can see, with the critical damage I've got 14.2 the attack speed, and when I switch to the attack speed runes I got almost 16 attacks per second. So that's really good. And the crit bonus damage, it's okay, but at this point in the build I've got so much damage that I just kill every difficulty 4 boss before he can do anything, so the damage isn't important for me as the attack speed is right now. I just want to zoom through maps super fast. The next item are the gloves, and there I really want to get a corrupted one with 4% attack speed and 1 to 12 lightning damage per intelligence. And if I get these gloves, my attack speed will just be crazy. It is right now, but after I got the 4% corrupt on the glove, it will be even better. Okay, and going to my rings, they are pretty okay, they are not perfect, they are not bad either. For the stats that you are looking on the rings, you want to get triple attributes on both of them, and then you want to get some rarity and flat damage. And I think I will change these rings just because I want to get more dexterity for my Tempest Flurry, just to move faster with it, because the dexterity gives us attack speed and the attack speed makes that the Tempest Flurry move faster. So basically that's it. And also I've got Ingenuity belt, which is crazy good. When you get a good rings and the well-rolled Ingenuity, it's just crazy combo. As you can see, just the Ingenuity belt doubles my DPS, and it gives me more rarity because I've got rarity on both of my rings. Looking at the amulet, I've got the flat energy shield, percentage increased energy shield, some rarity, and the triple attributes. And the anoint that I went for is the Subterfuge mask. I will talk about it later. The body armor is of course a Warrior Invictus, and I've got one with 5% increased attributes, 10% to all elemental resistances, and I socketed it with Soul Cores for 5% increased elemental resistances each, and mine is corrupted for 5 sockets. On boots you want to get dexterity, intelligence, some resistances if you are missing any, and energy shield. And on boots we no longer need to get movement speed because we are using just with the Tempest Flurry. So yeah, you don't need to get movement speed on the boots. I've got 15% on mine just because I bought these boots with open prefix and I slammed it once, and unlucky didn't get rarity, just got the movement speed. And the helmet is almost the same, you just want to get high energy shield, intelligence and some resistances, and that's all for the helmet. So going to the passive tree, first thing that I will talk about is the Ascendancy. We want to take this node, it gives us spirit for energy shield and evasion rating on our chest. And as you can see, I've got, without the chest on, I've got only 100, that's the base that you get after finishing the campaign and all the quests. So you only need chest that gives you 50 spirit. Also we are taking this node so that our physical damage reduction is based on our armor and evasion rating combined. It's okay for mapping. I mean, on the bosses you will die if you will get hit by some big hit from boss, but on mapping it's okay. You also want to take Sunder my enemies just because we are crit based. I know I've got only 43% crit and I'm not using Eye of Winter anymore, but anyways, the damage it's really good, so we don't need any more crit. With this node you just don't have to care about any enemy resistances. And I'm the Blizzard. You also might take the I'm the Thunder, but I think the I'm the Blizzard is better just to make sure that our Herald of Ice is proccing. And going further into the tree, on all the travel nodes, I'm taking Dexterity now. I just want to get as much Dexterity as we can. Also, we are taking all the crit nodes on the way. We are still using the Control Metamorphosis here to take this node and this node. Also, we are taking the Resonance right now, just because for the Combat Frenzy to generate power charges instead of frenzy charges, and to let us use the charge stuff. We are taking CI, of course. We are taking this node, that's huge energy shield node. This is the only energy shield node that we are taking, not counting this one. I'm still using the Adorned Jewel, and I'm using 6 of these magic corrupted jewels. All of them are with increased maximum energy shield and either the critical bonus damage and critical hit chance, and all of them are corrupted for strength, intelligence or dexterity, as the implicit. I'm still using the timeless jewel with the line of the Vorana. It makes that our strength bonus is increasing our energy shield instead of giving us life. Without this jewel we are down to 3.6k energy shield, so it gives us almost 2k energy shield. We are taking this node for even more attack speed scaling. We are taking this and this for more dexterity, and we are taking this cluster for some more crit. I also anointed the Subterfuge mask on the amulet, so I no longer have to travel here to take this node. That was 6 points that I got, and this node is really good because it gives us 2 evasion rating per 1 maximum energy shield on our helmet, and that's exactly why we want to get huge energy shield helmet in this build. Also, I'm no longer using the Eternal Youth Keystone, just because I don't feel like I need to use my life flask. On the bosses I one-shot them, and while mapping the Green Fist just recovers my energy shield, so I just drop the Eternal Youth. I'm using the Tempest Flurry right now as my main skill, and as you can see it's on level 5, and I don't want to get it any higher level because then the mana cost just will go super high. And right now with the Tempest Flurry at level 5 I can just spam my Tempest Flurry all the time and it doesn't cost any mana. So yeah, if you want to get the higher level Tempest Flurry, you will have to invest some in mana, and I didn't want to do that. And it's supported with Rage, Martial Tempo, Crescendo, Primal Arraignment. The Electrocute support makes that the skill itself cannot shock enemies, but the lightning damage from supported skills contributes to electrocution build-up, so it means that you will just stun enemies with Tempest Flurry. So it just adds some more defensive layers to this build. Then I'm using charge stuff with Persistence, Perpetual Charge and Overcharge, and I don't really know what to socket as a 4th link. I will probably just add it on the max roll. Then the Tempest Bell with Overabundance, Close Combat, Concentrated Effect and Execute. Same stuff with the charge stuff, don't really know what to put there, so I'm not even 6 linking it. The Execute is okay, just put the bell on the bosses, so it doesn't really matter that much. Then Hand of Chayula with Conductivity, Voltaic Mark just to apply higher shocks to bosses, and Heightened Curse, Herald of Ice, Lightning Infusion, Conduction, Long Shot and Cold Mastery, Herald of Thunder with Lightning Mastery, Glaciation, Deep Freeze and Cold Infusion, Wind Dancer with Mime and Blind, and Combat Frenzy with Profusion. Combat Frenzy is there just to generate power charges for our charge stuff to consume them. And last is Green Fist. Nice quality of life change is that you no longer have to change any auras. You don't have to, oh, I have to turn off this, turn on that. No, you no longer have to change anything. Yeah, and before the boss starts, I mean, when the boss starts, you want to hit him with Hand of Chayula, then attack him a few times to get the power charge, activate the charge stuff. Overall, the build is much faster than the Ice Strike version. We've got some additional rarity. We didn't lose so much damage on the bosses. We no longer have any problems with mana, and we don't have to change any auras before going into boss. So I would say that the build is just much more comfier version of the Ice Strike, and we can just press one button and zoom through the whole map, clear it very fast, and just go next. And if you like the video, consider leaving sub, like, and maybe a comment.